Could addiction to entertainment be the cause of intellectual and cultural decline worldwide? Ever wondered why attention spans are shrinking, creativity is fading, and deep thinking feels like a lost art? It's not a coincidence. It's by design. We live in an age of endless entertainment, short videos, mindless scrolling, and instant gratification. But what if this addiction isn't just a harmless escape? What if it's the very thing eroding our intelligence, weakening our culture, and making us passive consumers instead of active thinkers? In this video, we'll uncover how entertainment has shifted from enriching our minds to numbing them, and what that means for the future of society. What do you think? 1. Agree. 2. Disagree.
Imagine a world where every free moment is filled with distractions, where silence feels unbearable, and solitude is avoided at all costs. This is not a distant dystopia, but the reality we live in today. Have you ever wondered why we are constantly drawn to endless entertainment? Why we scroll endlessly, binge-watch for hours, and seek constant amusement? What if this addiction is not just harmless fun, but a symptom of something far more profound? Something that is eroding our intellectual and cultural foundations? Today we will explore why our obsession with entertainment is far more dangerous than it seems. By the end of this journey, you will not only understand the subtle mechanisms that keep us trapped, but also gain the tools to break free and reclaim a life of purpose and depth. And the last revelation we'll uncover is perhaps the most powerful of all. It might just change the way you live your life entirely. Let us begin by examining how we got here. The human desire for entertainment is not new. From ancient gladiator games to the tales of Homer recited by firelight, humans have always sought moments of escape. But what has changed is the scale and intensity of these distractions. In the past, entertainment was a shared cultural experience, often limited by time and place. Today, thanks to technology, we have access to an infinite stream of content, tailored to our every whim, available every second of every day. It is no longer a pastime. It has become a way of life. Psychologists like B.F. Skinner have shown us how deeply the human mind craves rewards. In his experiments with operant conditioning, Skinner demonstrated that intermittent rewards, those that come unpredictably, like a jackpot in a slot machine, are the most addictive. Social media, video games, and streaming platforms have mastered this principle. Every like, every new episode, every level unlocked keeps us hooked, compelling us to seek more. But have you ever stopped to ask, at what cost? The time we devote to shallow entertainment comes at the expense of deep, meaningful activities. Philosopher Blaise Pascal once said, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." Think about that for a moment. When was the last time you truly sat in silence without reaching for your phone or turning on the television? Our addiction to constant stimulation is not just robbing us of time, it is rewiring our brains. Studies show that excessive screen time reduces our ability to focus, shortens our attention spans, and diminishes our capacity for critical thinking. The very faculties that once drove human innovation and cultural progress are being dulled by endless scrolling and superficial distractions. And it does not stop there. Our obsession with entertainment also has profound societal implications. Culture, once a reflection of shared values and intellectual pursuits, is increasingly shaped by what is popular, clickable, and viral. Instead of challenging our minds or uplifting our spirits, much of modern entertainment panders to our basest instincts. We glorify the trivial, celebrate mediocrity, and reward shock value over substance. Have you noticed how difficult it is to have a meaningful conversation about art, philosophy, or history in today's world? How often do we hear discussions about the works of Dostoevsky, the ideas of Nietzsche, or the principles of Aristotle? These intellectual giants once shaped societies and sparked revolutions of thought. Now their voices are drowned out by the noise of trending memes and reality television. But why does this matter? Why should we care that intellectual and cultural pursuits are being overshadowed by entertainment? Because the decline of intellectual rigor and cultural depth leads to the erosion of critical thinking and empathy. Two pillars of a functioning society. When we no longer question what we consume, when we accept superficial narratives without scrutiny, we become passive participants in our own lives. We lose the ability to imagine, to innovate, and to connect with one another on a deeper level. This is not to say that entertainment itself is inherently bad. On the contrary, stories, music, and art have always been essential to the human experience. But when entertainment becomes an addiction, when it consumes our lives and replaces meaningful engagement with the world, we must confront it as the profound threat that it is. As we continue this journey, we will delve deeper into the psychological and cultural mechanisms that fuel this addiction. We will explore the ways it manipulates our emotions, shapes our identities, and even alters our perception of reality. Most importantly, we will uncover how we can reclaim our minds and our lives from this cycle of dependence. For now, take a moment to reflect. How much of your day is spent consuming versus creating, observing versus engaging, escaping versus growing? These questions are not meant to judge, but to awaken, because only by understanding the depth of the problem can we begin to find a solution. And trust me, the solution is within reach. Stay with me, because what comes next is even more revealing, and the ultimate insight will be transformative. Let us take a closer look at the psychological grip entertainment holds on us. This is not a matter of mere preference or harmless indulgence. It is a carefully engineered system designed to capture and hold your attention, often at the expense of your well-being. Consider the concept of the attention economy. In today's world, your attention is a commodity, bought and sold by corporations whose sole objective is to maximize profit. Social media platforms, streaming services, and gaming companies invest billions of dollars into understanding how to keep you engaged for as long as possible. Every notification, autoplay feature, and algorithmic recommendation is designed to exploit your psychology, making it increasingly difficult to step away. Do you think you are in control of your habits? Think again. Studies have shown that the dopamine release triggered by scrolling through social media or watching your favorite show is comparable to the effects of addictive substances. Dopamine, often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter, creates a feedback loop that keeps you coming back for more. The more you indulge, the more you crave, and the cycle continues. But here is the harsh truth. This constant pursuit of instant gratification comes with a hidden cost. Dopamine-driven activities train your brain to prioritize short-term pleasure over long-term fulfillment. Over time, this can lead to a diminished capacity for patience, self-discipline, and even genuine happiness. Have you ever felt an empty sense of dissatisfaction after hours of binge-watching or scrolling? That is not a coincidence. Psychologists call it the hedonic treadmill, the idea that the more we chase fleeting pleasures, the less satisfied we become. Entertainment in its current form is not filling a void, it is deepening it. Let us pause here and ask, why is this happening now, in our time, on such an unprecedented scale? One reason lies in the way technology isolates us. In previous generations, entertainment often involved communal activities, watching a play, attending a concert, or gathering around to tell stories. These experiences fostered connection and a sense of belonging. Today, much of our entertainment is consumed alone, through screens, creating a paradox. We are more connected than ever in a digital sense, yet lonelier in a human sense. In his book Bowling Alone, sociologist Robert Putnam highlighted the decline of social capital, shared networks, norms, and trust that bind communities together. This decline, he argued, has been fueled by changes in how we spend our leisure time. Instead of engaging in meaningful interactions, we retreat into virtual worlds where relationships are shallow, curated, and often performative. This cultural shift has profound implications. As we replace deep relationships with superficial interactions, we lose the ability to empathize, to listen, and to truly understand one another. Over time, this erodes the very fabric of society, leading to polarization, mistrust, and a sense of alienation. But the impact of entertainment addiction goes beyond the individual and the social. It extends to the cultural and intellectual realms. Historically, cultures have thrived on the exchange of ideas, the pursuit of knowledge, and the challenge of innovation. The Renaissance, for example, was a period of unparalleled intellectual and artistic flourishing, driven by curiosity and a hunger for discovery. Now, consider our current era. How much of our cultural energy is devoted to exploring profound questions about existence, morality, or the human condition? And how much is consumed by viral trends, celebrity gossip, and mindless distractions? This is not to romanticize the past or dismiss modern forms of expression, but to highlight a concerning trend. We are losing the balance between entertainment and enlightenment. Philosopher Marshall McLuhan once warned that the medium is the message. In other words, the tools we use to consume information shape not just what we think, but how we think. Today's mediums, short videos, clickbait headlines, and endless streams of content, encourage surface-level engagement. They reward speed over depth, reaction over reflection, and consumption over creation. As a result, our collective attention spans are shrinking, and our ability to engage with complex ideas is waning. But here is the good news. This decline is not inevitable. We have the power to change course, to reclaim our intellectual and cultural vitality. The first step is awareness, recognizing the patterns that keep us trapped. The second step is action, making conscious choices about how we spend our time and what we prioritize. Ask yourself, when was the last time you read a book that challenged your worldview? When was the last time you engaged in a conversation that left you truly inspired? When was the last time you sat in silence, allowing your mind to wander and explore without distraction? These moments of introspection and engagement are not just luxuries, they are necessities. They are the building blocks of a rich, meaningful life and a thriving society. In the next segment, we will dive into practical steps for breaking free from the cycle of entertainment addiction. We will explore how to cultivate a mindset of intentionality, rediscover the joy of learning, and reconnect with the world in ways that enrich both our lives and the lives of those around us. But before we move forward, take a moment to reflect on what we have discussed. What role does entertainment play in your life? Is it a source of inspiration or a means of escape? Does it bring you closer to others or create distance? The answers to these questions hold the key to understanding your own journey. And as we continue, the revelations ahead will offer a path toward transformation. Now that we've explored the roots and consequences of our addiction to entertainment, let us turn our attention to the path forward. How do we break free from this cycle? How do we reclaim our intellectual and cultural vitality in an age of endless distraction? The first step is to cultivate awareness. Just as a doctor cannot treat an illness without diagnosing it, we cannot address our addiction to entertainment without first recognizing its presence in our lives. Start by observing your habits. How often do you reach for your phone without thinking? How much of your day is spent passively consuming content? Awareness is not about judgment, but about understanding the patterns that shape your behavior. One powerful tool for this is the practice of mindfulness. By training yourself to be present in the moment, you can begin to notice when you are being pulled into the vortex of distraction. When you feel the urge to check your social media or watch just one more episode, pause and ask yourself, what am I really seeking? Is it connection, relaxation, a sense of purpose? Often, the entertainment we crave is a substitute for deeper needs that are not being met. Next comes intention. Awareness alone is not enough. It must be paired with deliberate action. Begin by setting clear boundaries for your use of entertainment. Designate specific times for consuming content and stick to them. Replace mindless scrolling with activities that enrich your mind and spirit. Reading a thought-provoking book, engaging in meaningful conversations, or pursuing a creative hobby. Philosopher and psychologist William James once said, "The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another." Similarly, the greatest weapon against entertainment addiction is our ability to choose one activity over another. By making intentional choices about how we spend our time, we can begin to reclaim our autonomy and redirect our energy toward what truly matters. Another crucial step is to rediscover the joy of learning. Entertainment often offers quick surface-level gratification, but true fulfillment comes from engaging deeply with the world. Seek out content that challenges your thinking and expands your horizons. Dive into the works of great thinkers, artists, and innovators. Explore the sciences, the humanities, and the arts with curiosity and wonder. This does not mean abandoning entertainment altogether. Rather, it means approaching it with discernment. Ask yourself, does this content inspire me? Does it broaden my perspective? Does it contribute to my growth? If the answer is no, consider whether it is worth your time. The philosopher Søren Kierkegaard warned of the dangers of what he called the crowd, the tendency to conform to societal norms and lose oneself in collective habits. Today, the crowd often manifests in the form of trending topics, viral videos, and popular shows. While there is nothing inherently wrong with enjoying these, it is vital to balance them with activities that nurture your individuality and depth of thought. One way to do this is to embrace solitude. In our hyper-connected world, solitude is often misunderstood as loneliness. But it is in fact a powerful tool for self-discovery and growth. By spending time alone with your thoughts, you can gain clarity, develop your ideas, and reconnect with your inner self. As Rainer Maria Rilke wrote, the only journey is the one within. Solitude also allows us to confront the discomfort we often seek to escape through entertainment. It is in these moments of discomfort that we grow. When we resist the urge to distract ourselves, we open the door to self-awareness, creativity, and resilience. But the journey to reclaiming our lives from entertainment addiction is not just an individual one. It is also a collective effort. Reviving intellectual and cultural depth requires community. Engage with others who share your desire for meaningful connection and growth. Join book clubs, attend lectures, or participate in discussions about art, philosophy, and current events. Surround yourself with people who challenge and inspire you. This communal approach is essential because culture is not created in isolation. It is the product of shared values, ideas, and experiences. By fostering communities that prioritize intellectual and cultural enrichment, we can begin to reverse the tide of superficiality and mediocrity that dominates much of modern entertainment. And finally, we must confront a deeper question. What kind of legacy do we want to leave? Entertainment addiction is, at its core, a form of escapism, a way to avoid the challenges and responsibilities of life. But true fulfillment comes not from escape, but from engagement. It comes from living with purpose, contributing to something greater than oneself, and leaving the world a better place than we found it. Think of the great thinkers, artists, and leaders who have shaped history. Did they spend their days consumed by trivial distractions, or did they dedicate themselves to their craft, their vision, and their ideals? What would they think of a world where potential is squandered in the pursuit of fleeting amusement? These are not easy questions, but they are necessary ones. Because the ultimate revelation is this: the battle against entertainment addiction is not just about regaining time or focus, it is about reclaiming our humanity. As we approach the final segment of this journey, we will uncover the most powerful insight of all, one that will not only change how you view entertainment, but how you view yourself and your place in the world. We now arrive at the heart of the matter, the ultimate revelation that ties everything together. It is the insight that not only explains why we are addicted to entertainment, but also offers a path to liberation. To understand this, we must ask a profound question. What is the purpose of life? While philosophers, theologians, and scientists have debated this question for centuries, one theme recurs across cultures and eras. Life is not meant to be lived passively. It is an active journey of growth, contribution, and connection. Entertainment, in its current form, threatens this purpose because it pulls us away from the present moment. It tempts us to trade the richness of lived experience for the shallow comfort of distraction. But here is the truth that many of us overlook. The moments we spend fully engaged with life, not escaping from it, are the moments that truly define us. Think of the times in your life when you felt most alive. Was it while staring at a screen? Or was it while creating something, learning something new, or sharing a meaningful experience with someone you care about? These moments of engagement, challenge, and connection are where life finds its deepest meaning. But why then are we so drawn to distraction? The answer lies in our fear of discomfort. Modern entertainment offers a seductive promise: escape from pain, boredom, and uncertainty. Yet, in avoiding discomfort, we also avoid growth. The ancient Stoics believed that adversity is not to be feared, but embraced. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the challenges we avoid through entertainment are the very opportunities that can lead us to fulfillment. The boredom we fear is a gateway to creativity. The uncertainty we shun is the seed of discovery. The discomfort we escape from is the crucible of transformation. So how do we reclaim this perspective in a world dominated by distraction? First, by redefining our relationship with discomfort. Instead of viewing it as something to escape, we can see it as a guide, a signal that points us toward what truly matters. When we feel the urge to distract ourselves, we can pause and ask, what am I avoiding? What can I learn from this moment? Second, by cultivating presence. Philosopher Alan Watts often spoke about the importance of living in the eternal now. He argued that much of our suffering comes from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future instead of fully experiencing the present. Entertainment often amplifies this tendency, pulling us out of the here and now. By practicing mindfulness and being fully present in our lives, we can break free from this cycle. Third, by creating rather than consuming. The human spirit thrives on creation, whether it is art, ideas, relationships, or solutions to problems. When we create, we engage with the world in a way that is active and meaningful. We contribute to something larger than ourselves. Ask yourself, what can I create today? How can I use my time and energy to build rather than escape? And finally, by embracing the power of choice. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychologist, wrote in his seminal work, Man's Search for Meaning, that everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Even in the face of overwhelming distractions, we have the power to choose. We can choose to step away from endless entertainment and toward a life of purpose. We can choose to reclaim our time, our attention, and our minds. As we conclude this journey, let us reflect on what we have uncovered. Entertainment addiction is not just a personal issue. It is a societal and cultural challenge that touches every aspect of our lives. It diminishes our ability to think critically, connect deeply, and live fully. but it is not an insurmountable problem. By becoming aware of our habits, setting intentions, embracing discomfort, and choosing presence over distraction, we can break free from this cycle. We can rediscover the joy of learning, the depth of human connection, and the richness of a life lived with purpose. And most importantly, we can reclaim the legacy of humanity itself, a legacy built not on fleeting pleasures but on enduring contributions to knowledge, art, and progress. So here is the final challenge. What will you do with this awareness? How will you choose to spend your time, your energy, and your life? Will you let entertainment define you, or will you take back control and create a life of meaning and depth? The choice is yours, and in that choice lies your power. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Let us continue to question, to learn, and to grow together. Because in the end, it is not the distractions we avoid but the purpose we embrace that defines who we are. Thanks for looking.